Hi, I'm Amy Harbison. Welcome to Seniors Today, a monthly program produced by the Commission on Aging devoted to issues and interests of Montgomery County's 55-plus community. On today's show, we'll learn the latest on what the county's Recreation Department has to offer, and we'll talk with a former chair of the Commission on Aging, recently recognized by AARP. But first, the Arts and Humanities Council of Montgomery County cultivates and supports the arts as a vibrant and vital part of our community. The council annually distributes over $5 million in grants to help fund enriching cultural activities throughout the county. And joining me to tell us more is Suzan Jenkins, the Chief Executive Officer of the Arts and Humanities Council. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Amy.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Much.
Well, I think that so many people are used to going to certain arts organizations in the county. They don't realize how many arts organizations, how diverse they are. Can you give a sense of the landscape of Montgomery County Arts and Humanities?
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me, Amy. I really appreciate it. And yes, Montgomery County is one of the most vibrant art scenes on the East Coast. There are over 500 arts and humanities organizations and over 2,000 individual artists and scholars right here in Montgomery County. At any given year, we're funding about a third of that portfolio. And so you see that each year, like 2020, we funded about 151 organizations and many, many individual artists, scholars of all different genres, all different disciplines from all over the county.
That's really great. And I also think many people don't understand the arts and culture in terms of its economic impact on the county. They see it as entertainment only, but they're not really seeing the economic driver that it is. So talk to me about that a little bit more.
Right. I tell people all the time, we're not just a pretty face. Not only does the county invest over $5 million, as you mentioned, but that $5 million gives us a return on investment of about $181 million. How does that happen? People come from all over the region. They come here. They may hire a babysitter. They park. They have dinner. They buy tickets. They go home. They do it again and again and again. And that money stays right here in Montgomery County. I tell people it's the best and quickest return on investment that the county can have. And it's investment that's always growing, always enlivened, always exciting. And that's what I think makes Montgomery County so incredibly exciting, as well as the places here in Montgomery County are accessible. You know, we're leaning heavily into accessibility, and so people can come no matter what they need. There are all kinds of opportunities for people with wheelchair access, hearing access, sight lines, all kinds of things that as a grant maker, we make sure that our grantees are putting into place in their organizations so that when the public comes to see them, it's an accessible and approachable opportunity for them to see as varied and a presentation of the arts as possible.
That's amazing. And I think that's so important for people to know how much we contribute, and I say we because I think so fondly, we contribute to the economic engine of the county.
Absolutely.
I really want to spend some time on this racial equity work that you're doing. We know the county has adopted this racial equity framework that is going to be implemented, and you were on the forefront really of talking about racial equity in terms of arts funding. Can you say a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, people always talk about how diverse the arts are, just generally, but how does that play out? And so we wanted to make sure that as a funding agency for Montgomery County, as the designated local arts council, that we were putting programs and practices into place that would help our organizations, individual artists and scholars be the most successful. So our board adopted 3 racial equity principles last year. We're committed to brave conversations about race equity. We're committed to sharing power as it pertains to racial equitable situations. And we understand that nothing about us without us can be for us. So when we put those 3 principles into play and the board adopted those principles, we then have gone through racial equity training along with the county executive and many of the county council members and council staff this past January of 2019. After that, we went through several hundreds of hours of listening sessions with the community. And then in November, we provided race equity training to 53 CEOs of arts and humanities organizations that we fund. And in December, just this past December, we published some new guidelines that kind of lean into equity, diversity, inclusion, access, so that we're making certain that as taxpayer dollars are moving into the communities, that the taxpayer dollars are doing so in ways that make these performances, these organizations, these opportunities accessible to everyone.
That's great. Well, I know we'll want to keep touch with you to see what this looks like a year from now,
I'd be excited to tell you.
But tell us a little bit, in the time that we have, about the arts and humanities culture. You are a funder, which is so important, but you're more than a funder. You're a convener. You do so much. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of what all you do?
Absolutely. So as the designated local arts council, we are charged with making sure that we are keeping Montgomery County vibrant through the arts and humanities. We do that so through funding for the arts and humanities organizations we serve, but we also provide professional development, technical assistance to the organizations. We have several websites and newsletters. We have a public art newswire. Not only do we provide support for organizations, artists and scholars, but we also manage the county's public art trust, which has almost 1,000 pieces of public art that the county owns. So in any public building, executive office building, county office building, that artwork that you see belongs to the county. We manage that. So we manage the trust. We have our various different newsletters. We have professional development, technical assistant, and then we convene the community and offer networking opportunities. All of this to build the vibrancy and to recognize the incredible multiculturalism that is Montgomery County. Montgomery County, one of the most diverse places in America, and we are here to serve that and to make sure that in every pocket, every facet of the county, we are able to support the arts and humanities in a way that really vitalizes and invigorates the community.
That's terrific. Tell us the website for people to learn more or get on your email list.
Great. I'm so excited. We have two brand new websites. One, if you want to know what's going on in Montgomery County, go to culturespotmc.com. Okay. Culturespotmc.com. That's our outward-facing calendar. And on any day of the week, you can go there and see what's happening, from free to family-friendly, right? And then we have our website, which is creativemoco.com, exactly as it sounds. And that website is more an internal website that helps people understand what funding opportunities are available, what professional development opportunities are available, anything that one could want if you are a practitioner in the arts.
Suzan, I can have you here all day and all night. There's so much to cover, but thank you so much for coming today. Good luck with your racial equity continued work, and we look forward to seeing many arts and culture activities in this county. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
When we return, we'll learn about the programs being offered to older adults through the county's recreation department. So please stay with us.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. The new Wheaton Community Recreation Center is co-located with the Wheaton Library on Georgia Avenue, and the center is building new programs and services for county seniors. Joining me to tell us more is Dolors Ustrell, a recreation specialist with Montgomery County Recreation. Welcome, Dolores.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, that beautiful building on Georgia Avenue has opened to the public. Last time we had someone from the rec department, this was still in process, so we're thrilled that you can tell us a little bit about the programs going on at the new Wheaton Center. So
yes.
Give us an idea of what's going on.
So now officially the Senior Center has started offering programs. We have about 20 programs exclusively for seniors. It's a full-time senior center from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday for now. We'll expand to Sunday.
Okay.
In the near future as we hire more staff and build more on it. So among our programming offerings, we have fitness, we have educational lectures, we have wellness programs, we have social, so a little bit for everybody, and depending on their abilities and their interests, we're really trying to cater to everyone, and we really hope that as we get more people, more feedback, and narrow, our based on the public's interest. So that we welcome everybody's feedback, and it's really been interesting these weeks to hear more from the community, what they want, what they like to see there. Our facility is beautiful. I hope all of you come and join us, because it is a wonderful, beautiful building that has many possibilities, including the beautiful walking track, and that's the first one that we have in our facility. So
speaking of walking tracks, you mentioned to me earlier that you actually had a volunteer who created that program, the walking program.
Right.
Can you say more about the opportunities for volunteers?
Right, yes. So thanks to volunteers, it enables us to expand our programming. Definitely, that's and seniors do have wonderful skills that really offer us opportunities to build among more sophisticated programs, taking advantage of their backgrounds, and some of them even want to explore maybe careers that they never were able to get into in their while they were working. So through volunteering, we've seen in the other senior centers where they've been able to get into their careers that they were never able to work before. So definitely, if they want to volunteer, they should definitely come in, speak with us, with any of us, and pursue those interests and discuss, because right now that walking program is a reality. We've started working with this particular volunteer, and it's going to start. It's already starting. It had started with the staff, but it's going to solidify with this new volunteer based on his experience with a program he had already established in Prince George's County. So it's really going to take off, and we're very excited that he brings his experience to us, and thanks to volunteers, we really are going to be expanding, and we really want to take advantage of this because it brings opportunities.
That's great. So it sounds like you're growing your program, and with the help of volunteers, you can go even further. I know you have pottery there. There's also a game room.
Yes, we have games. We have ceramics. We have pottery. We have all kinds of fitness and Pilates. We have the walking club. We have educational lectures. Those are very interesting. I mean, we have safety lined up. We have fire safety, and we have personal safety. And now with the police, we've partnered for how to protect yourself in all kinds of situations, including active shooting situations. So we are really bringing in topics that
Experts.
are very current,
relevant to people. That's great. So beyond the Wheaton Center, what are the other senior center, or where else can people go in the county?
So right now, full-time senior centers, there are 6 others in the county, spread throughout the county, up county, down county. And there are 13 other 15 active adult centers throughout the community that operate twice a week. So in your neighborhood, in community centers, you might find an active adult center.
Right.
So you might want to just pop into your community center, recreation community center, and ask if that's a site where you may be able to take advantage of those. That also offers activities and programs geared towards active adults,
That's
55
great.
plus.
It's so important because we hear so much about social isolation, and these are
Absolutely.
great programs that help people take care of themselves and be with others.
Yes,
so.
many of them offer the lunch program, many of them offer the senior fit. These are very good programs to stay active, stay healthy, and especially senior fit lunch program. These are very good programs that are to keep our population active, and throughout this time of the year, these are harder months.
Yes, absolutely.
Need to get out of the house, stay active, and socialize.
Well, I'm going to give the phone number and the URL for the website because it's so important if people want to get active, get going, and see this beautiful new center.
Absolutely.
The phone number is 240-777-4925 for more information specifically on senior programs. And the website is mocorec, MOCOREC.com for more information to sign up for classes.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
thank you so much for coming on today. We have
Thank
so many great resources in the county for recreation, and the Wheaton one sounds like a place that we all should take a look at.
Absolutely.
So thanks so much
Stop
for coming
by.
in
Thank
today.
you.
When we come back, we'll spend some time with a true county champion and advocate for Montgomery County's older adults. Stay with us.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Here's your chance to save money and help the environment. Bring your reusable bag when you shop and you'll save 5 cents for every store bag you don't need. Retailers in Montgomery County charge 5 cents for the plastic or paper bags they provide. Why? Because plastic bags are the biggest single source of stream and waterway litter, causing pollution and flooding. And every year, Montgomery County spends $3 million on cleanup. So do yourself and the environment a favor. Bring your reusable bag when you shop. You'll fight litter and keep the change.
Introducing Ride on Flex, Montgomery County Department of Transportation's new on-demand transit service to help you get around and define Rockville and Glenmont Wheaton zones. Riding the Flex is easy. Download the Ride on Flex app. Select your pickup and drop-off locations within the zone. And go to your pickup location, a corner near you. And you ride for $2 or less. Visit rideonflex.com for service areas and hours of operation.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. Last year, AARP Maryland presented its Joseph Curran Jr. Lifetime Achievement Award for Outstanding Community Service to our very own Austin Heyman. A former chair of the Commission on Aging, Austin was the creator of InterAges, a model program that helps to bridge the gap between generations, and served as the host of this show for 18 years. Austin has devoted 5 decades to improving the lives of older adults and children here in the county. We wanted to congratulate him on this one of many awards he has received and get the chance to have him back in the studio. Austin, welcome. It's a delight to have you.
Well, it's wonderful to be here.
You have been an advocate for 50 years, but the last 20 years or so you focused your attention on older adults. I'm wondering if you can talk about the significant changes you've seen in services or programs for older adults in the county.
Well, there have been many, fortunately. The last 12 years I served with the county executive, Ike Leggett, and I would say first place that Ike got it. He really did. So the changes have been significant. For example, we've had 2 senior summits, bringing people together to find out first what was on people's minds. And among them was the issue of information. We've tried to improve that. And of course, transportation. So there have been significant changes there with reduced fares, free hours that are available, trying to go into neighborhoods better, and caregiving. We have a full-time staff person focusing on that who has a wonderful resource newsletter, all kinds of information and supporting. The recreation department, the libraries have all made changes to provide additional programs for seniors. And then the county executive himself on this show identified the problem of access to technology. So we have a contract with Senior Planet and free classes throughout the county, throughout the year for older people who don't have the basis for technology which we all need nowadays. In safety, the fire department, the police department have all made changes. The fire department, for example, will go into your home and provide you even with a smoke detector.
Right.
I mean, it's housing, of course, is important. We'll talk about maybe the village movement because that's a whole separate topic, but that's made a huge difference. So organizationally, from the point of view of the county, we've adopted the age-friendly initiative of the World Health Organization, AARP. We've had a senior sub-cabinet meeting identifying all the departments. So a lot has changed.
A lot has changed. And what would you suggest if someone really wants to get more active as an older adult in work in the community, in advocating in the community? What are the avenues for them to get engaged?
Well, the Commission on Aging, of course, is the lead advocate. But if, in terms of an individual, I would urge people to testify every spring. In fact, April is the month for testifying. The council has hearings for 4 days and nights, and the advocacy for seniors could be definitely strengthened there. So individuals can sign up and talk about what their needs are, what their challenges are. There are groups you can join. If you're, for example, if you're a renter, there's the Renters Alliance. If you want to focus more on what the state is doing, then AARP Maryland is a real strong advocate for seniors, and you can get on their website and find out how you can affect a particular piece of legislation because the General Assembly has hearings. And then the county executive, they've taken place now, but the county executive has budget forums all over the county. There are 5 of them, and you can go and talk directly to the county executive at those forums about the issues that are on your mind.
Wow, so there's so many ways that people can get involved, including learning to raise their voice in public places where policymakers are holding opportunities, and really just you can be visible or you can be behind the scenes, but there are plenty of ways
and
to get
and
active.
communicating with your councilman.
Yes, absolutely. You pioneered the intergenerational movement in Montgomery County, and I'm wondering what's so important about making sure the generations are collaborating, communicating, and learning to understand each other better.
Well, there's a practical importance in terms of funding. There's competition there, and it's better to work together because both groups, the young and the old, have needs and challenges and opportunities. So bringing them together, well, for example, we have programs in interages for mentoring kids, tutoring them. They benefit because they have another older adult in their lives. Most of these programs are around ESOL, English speakers of other languages, and they learn something about aging. Since we all do age.
Yes, we do.
So
it may help them in some ways to really not be as fearful of older people and to be exposed to more older people in their lives, because many people don't have that exposure.
That's correct. And for older people, I think it's well documented that it's important as you age to have a purpose in your life.
Absolutely.
And also to understand youth. I mean, you want sometimes you don't even have access to a 16-year-old. You know, it's very rewarding, and we've done testing. In fact, there's one evaluation that was done by Johns Hopkins of a program. Believe it or not, people fall less who volunteer to mentor.
Wow.
I mean, that to be startling.
That's fascinating.
But it does impact on your health. It benefits you. So there's benefits to both generations.
Absolutely. Well, Austin, you really have been such an incredible role model, inspiration to so many of us in the county, and your work will speak for many, many years to come, because you've touched so many areas that impact children and older adults. We wish you good health and many more years of coming on this program, as well as being active in the community, and thank you so much.
I'm so grateful to the county and all the people in it. It's been a joy of my life, and it's a great county.
Well, you're one of our outstanding citizens. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this month's Seniors Today. Don't forget that you can access this show and a great deal of information about county services for older adults by going to the Montgomery County Senior website at montgomerycountymd.gov/seniors, or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. And as always, thank you for watching Seniors Today.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.